Hello, respected viewers, audiences, subscribers around the globe. On behalf of NSRIC and NSRIC's subsidiary, NSRIC International School in Toronto, I welcome you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where it appropriates. So, today I invite you for the weekly webinar series that are organized by NSRIC. So today's topic is how NSRIC's International School in Toronto, meaning NIST, online learning is beneficial for international student. So today I will be highlighting how NIST, our one of the subsidiary school program, is going to benefit international student as a inspected, approved school by the Ministry of Education, Ontario, Canada. Right? So I will deliver my discussion in couple of phases so that our audiences, parents, students are in the same page towards understanding the essence of it. Number one, what is online education? Online education is a learning process or a way of teaching the students where there is no boundary and there is no limitation of space. So anyone from anywhere on earth can join the class. In ancient time, how education was spreading, how the teaching was there. Actually, in ancient time, people were gaining knowledge from the knowledgeable person, wise person, and they were gathering together in one place, and the wise person or the teacher was delivering the knowledge. That means dissemination of knowledge was there, and the students were receiving that knowledge, meaning transmission of knowledge from one to other. In last couple of centuries, this dissemination of knowledge translated into an education platform in the name of school, college, and university, what we have been experiencing for a couple of centuries. Meaning there is a specific place called educational institute where a student group of learners go to the place and they join in the classroom, and the teacher deliver the lecture to disseminate knowledge. Now, when it comes to the online education, the world is rapidly changing, as you know. So here, after COVID situation, we all know that online education proved as a mode of communication between the learners and the teachers, where dissemination of knowledge is there. And today's the online education is over $200 billion market. So this is what online education system is. And in online education, a student can have two mode of communication. So now I am squeezing from general dissemination of knowledge in the terms of education, learning, and teaching. Now let us focus specifically on the online system. So when we talk about online learning and teaching, there are two ways. One is called synchronous mode of education. Another one is called asynchronous mode of education. For our NIST school program, we offer both mode of education. That means when it comes to online teaching and learning, as you know, the asynchronous mode of course delivery from NIST is the student will join our program from kindergarten to grade 12, and they will be learning the courses, course materials, the required education, let's say from grade 8 to 9. So they will be learning by themselves and at their own time. So there is no time limit within, let's say, one semester, 6 months. Normally, the Ontario education curriculum starts in September. So September to January, one semester, February to June, another semester. So there are 2 semesters per year, and then in summer, July and August, it calls accelerated semester, where slow learning students get involved and get registered to the program. So in this 6 month period of semester, a student need to finish the required courses so that they can follow and progress accordingly. At the end of the year, they can move to the next grade. So this is called asynchronous mode of course delivery. Another one is called synchronous mode of course delivery, where a group of students will be registering our program and there would be live session. So batches of students in our online class for NIST program, the class size is maximum 30 students, which is a very effective, precise, and small size classroom. So 30 students will be joining in a virtual class, and teacher will be delivering course material to the student, and there would be practice session, interactive class would be there would be discussion board there, so that student will have opportunity to discuss among themselves. It's really very effective, more than in person, because in person education does not have discussion board, and here there is a live session like classroom session. Teachers are live, students are live, and they would have a impact of collaboration, discussion, and so on. In NIST program, these are the two mode of delivery of the course material, asynchronous and synchronous. In addition to that, though it is beyond the scope of today's webinar series, we have also in-person class in Pakistan, India, and in Canada starting from September. The student who wanted to go to school in person class, we have that opportunity also. So this is an overall, I would say, highlight what does online education means and how our NIST school program works for this online system. So any student from any place who are interested to get admission in any Canadian education system for their school study, they can join us. There is no boundary. So a student from any country, from any background, from any ethnicity, student can join in our program from kindergarten to grade 12, and they can get the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, which is very important and very high quality, good certificate after successful completion of grade 12. So if a student complete their grade 12 study with us, they will get the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. And globally, this degree is ranked fourth internationally. There are programs, hundreds of high school programs, school programs around the globe. So, among hundreds of all programs that exist in the world for our children, school going students, the Ontario Secondary School Diploma is ranked fourth globally. So, you see, your children, as a parent, you should think where your child should be getting admission. Every parents on earth, I am also a parent of children, so the way I think for my children, every parent thinks the same way, that my child should be getting the best over best education. And this is what we are bringing for you under the umbrella of our subsidiary NSRIC International School in Toronto. Without doubt, a parent can give the admission, can think for getting the admission in the school. If you wanted to bring your child into a high quality education environment, which is approved by the Ministry of Education, Canada. And our school is an inspected school. So this is the overall introduction of NIST program. Now, let us go step by step the benefit of online school. As I mentioned, after COVID, this online education system created a market value, created a niche, created a demand globally, because it has lots of benefit advantages that I will be discussing in a minute. So you will see why this online education system is growing so fast. And I can tell you today, in near future, people really will not go to office. All the activity will be, let's say, remote. Education will be remote because of the facts of so many advantages and benefits, which I will be trying to highlighting today. First of all, it is a $1 billion market. Third is, here you as a student, you as a teacher will have boundaryless upgrading technical skills opportunity. So, for example, in online teaching and learning, there are some technology related to this activity. So, you will have opportunity to learn the functionality, the use of this technology. For in person, it is not that much needed. And it has opened an effective communication channel, right? Because when you comes to the phase of the live session with students, with audiences like today what we are doing, it gives you as a learner, let's say me as a teacher, open up a channel where an effective communication is there, and it is right now, right away. So this creates a very solid dynamic approach. It calls seamless opportunity. Then the time flexibility is another most important ingredient here, because as I mentioned, if you take asynchronous learning opportunity. There is no boundary for time. You don't have to be restricting yourself. 8 in the morning, I have to run to the classroom in the university, in the college, and I need to reach there within a certain time. So you can set up your timing that suits for you the best. This is another great benefit for you if you choose the online education. And for our NIST program, we have 24/7 tutoring and helping sessions, which is not really possible for in-person teaching and learning environment, because everything is virtual. So whenever you want to talk to one of our expert people, you can reach out in a fingertip. Then we can have smart work. It calls promote smart work. What does it mean? That you as a teacher create your program, create your course material once in a lifetime, and it will be archiving in the system. So periodically, let's say I am a teacher, if I create a course for my student, the course material that I will be preparing, it will remain forever because it becomes a document. And time to time, I can improve, I can reshape, but the original artwork remains. So now think about it. As a student, you will have the lifetime access to your system. When you pass the grade, let's say from grade 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and so on, but still you have the access to your old course material, old learning environment, learning materials, which is not possible for in-person learning. So when you need some background education to reshape your education, because as a human we always forget. So if your course material, if your related knowledge are archived in your login system, in your dashboard for lifetime, it is there for you. So this is a great opportunity for you as a learner to always go back and look at the course material again, to refresh your knowledge, to refresh your mind, so that you move forward. Because dissemination of knowledge is based on the root, the foundation of the knowledge. So as a learner, this is also equally important for you. As a learner, the foundation learning schemes that you initiated in kindergarten all the way to your university level, all knowledges are accumulated in your data bank, which is not possible really when it comes to the in-person learning environment. And that what we offer in our NSRIC International School in Toronto program. And then definitely another most important benefit that we offer, and this is by the way a part of our initiative, which I try to clarify in our previous webinar series, where I stress that individual connection with the students, meaning it is a teaching where every student are being taken care. So the student who are fast learner, they are good to go, no problem. But the student who are slow learner, who take some time to learn and educate themselves, and who struggle sometime with the course material, this is the individual effort given, offered by our teacher pool to the individual student. So always you will have a reach out to our teachers pool to give you help. And this is not, by the way, possible when it comes to in-person classroom activity or in-person education. And as I mentioned, the another benefit we can offer is it is boundaryless. Geographical location is voided. You only need a good high-speed internet connection and a device in the name of, let's say, smartphone or a computer that is readily available in your reach. So these are the two things. So wherever you does, live, it does not impact in your learning process. And from whom, for example, you don't need to come to the in-person class in the geographical location of Canada. You don't need to run to the classroom. From whom you are going to get the one of the best education from whom, which is OSSD after grade 12, administered and inspected by the Ministry of Education Canada. Imagine if you want to come to Canada, how much hassle you need to bear. If you want to join in the school program in the Canadian education system, you need to migrate, you need to go to the school, and there are so many obstacles there. But with the NIST program, right away, everything is wiped out. You only need a strong internet connection and a device that allow you to connect with the school system. And then the other most important one is the information sharing, right? These days, online education gives you abundant opportunity to get the information. We call it, we are in the information era, right? So whatever you wanted to learn, everything is in online. And the last one, as an opportunity, not last one, let's say another most important one is work from anywhere. Meaning, you as a teenager, if you wanted to work, you are good to go. So wherever you are, it's not an issue. You go to work in parallel, you can learn, you can educate, you can be with our school program in parallel to your workplace. So you can parallelly do the same thing, work and study. But when it comes to the in person, it may not be possible for you to move forward with such a opportunity. And finally, I would say the most important one for majority of us, specifically who are in some countries like developing countries, this is for them. You save lots of money, lots of energy. You save countless, time. Imagine if you go with an in-person learning environment, you need to spend time in road, you need to spend time to reach there. There are lots of risk associated with the route. You have to spend time for that, and you need to spend money because transport cost, there are also risks associated with them, right? And then you are taking too much stresses because if there are traffic jam everywhere in every city, it is the case, right? So you are in stress that you need to reach on time. So you do not know the route condition. So you are in a mental stress that I am going to be late in my class. and you are paying for that. So all these hassle are not there, does not simply exist in our online course system. So easily you can avoid those. And as I mentioned, these days after COVID, the online education system, online education, this mode of education is becoming stronger and stronger, moving really, really forward with its own strength. Now, if I highlight some of the advantages that exist within our NIST program. In general, you can make it for any online education as well. In the benefit section, which I try to highlight here, also was there the flexibility to balance work and education. Specifically, who are, let's say, grade 9 to 12, or even the adult education, it is equally applicable for our NIST program. If we say grade 9 to 12, normally at that age, students normally tries to get some experience in work. So they slowly involve themselves with the work. So you have a great flexibility, work and education parallel, because it is online. So you don't need to rush to the classroom. You don't need to rush for the timing. You synchronize. You manage your time the way that it fits for you. This is one of the greatest advantage for you. Then second one, let's say the ability to continue working while pursuing the education, meaning it is both are parallel. In parallel, you can pursue both. When it comes to the in-person education, it is not possible. Simply. Here, it opens up a door for you for your opportunity. Then, the other most important one is you can join the class. I am talking about the virtual class when it comes to the synchronous mode of course delivery, as I mentioned in the beginning of this webinar series. You don't need to run to the in-person classroom. Wherever you are, you can join to the classroom, virtual classroom for sure. So it saves lots of things, which I try to highlight. That mental stress, it will be relieving. The time, it will be removing. The pressure that you feel to join the class on time, that is also be removed. And anytime, from anywhere, you can join the class. This is a great advantage for the program. So another thing is the flexibility. This is one of the most benefit. You can fine tune the flexibility the way that it works for you. But on the other hand, when we go to the physical school, it is not on me as a learner, as a student. It is the school administration. It is the teachers who offer the course in a specific time, in a specific location. Here, the flexibility is in your hand, right? So this is one of the most influential parameter when it comes to the consideration of online education. Does not matter whether it is with our NIST program, any online education, you can consider it. And then equally the convenience. It is more convenient for you. You can reshape it that suits most for you. at your convenient time, at your convenient location, right? Even if you are in, let's say, traveling, still you can join in the virtual class. Just open up the internet connection and open the device. There is no time lag. There is no destruction. There is no stress of surrounding. And then third, it is another most important part is cost effectiveness. Think about it. You are going to get admission in an English medium school, which is in person school, that means on campus. You live in the city, so you are going to get admission in that school. So every day you are traveling, you are going to the school, you are spending money, you are spending time, you are spending your energy, and so on. And think about the tuition fee, because running an in-person school as an administrator is more costlier, right, than a virtual school. So from where the cost will be minimized? The cost will be definitely minimized from the student. That means tuition fees will be very high. On the other hand, any virtual school, any online school, by the way, the NIST has both program. We are virtual online school plus we are in person school as well. So partially for us, the online and virtual school for NIST program is very, very cost effective. You can compare easily with the any other English medium school that you as a parent, you as a student can see the difference. You do the math, how much money you are spending for your children per month, and how much money you will be spending for our NIST program. You will be very surprised that you are actually spending 50 to 60% of the total expenses per month that you are spending for your children. This is number one. Number two, by spending all this money, what is the quality education? You just compare the education that your child is receiving from a normal English medium school and the program, the English medium school, that program we are offering. And in last two webinar series, few weeks back, couple of weeks back, we made webinar series, the comparison of USSD and IB program, comparison of USSD and A level, O level program. So over there we discuss a lot how this USSD program is really making an impact, positive impact in our children's career. As a parent, you should really think about it, that by putting that much effort, what my child is going to get, what my children are going to get out of these. So always as a parent, we should think about it. And as I mentioned, that as a parent, I always want my children to be getting the best to our best education. And I believe the Ontario Secondary School Diploma is no more than that. So what I am trying to say, you can validate it in Google search. Then we also can say the ability to learn in your own pace, meaning you can reshape the timing with the learning system. You are not bound, you are not restricted by the time flexibility, right? So this is how it brings endless opportunity for you to be educating yourself towards getting the best education while you are at home. And NIST can bring that opportunity at your doorstep. And this is what we are trying to promote, to educate, to offer education for our children around the globe. Now, I also give you some sorts of limitations because every effort has opportunity and limitation. You know that, right? So online education of NIST program also has some limitation. I definitely acknowledge the limitations. All are plus, let's say 100 out of 100 is not true. So the online education system has also some limitation. The most important limitation for online education system is what? The lack of face-to-face interaction. Meaning, if a children join in person class in campus, then they will have opportunity to meet in person with the friends, with the colleagues, and they can have interaction. But when it comes to virtual learning or online learning, meeting in person is not possible. But that limitation is being translated into the other form so that the limitation, the impact of that limitation, the harm that it makes in the mind of the children can reduce. So in the beginning of my lecture, as I mentioned, there is a discussion board connection between the students, between the teachers and the students together. There are called discussion board. So a student can join in the discussion board and they can make friend among the students. Does not matter who is from which place. So this is a big flaw or limitation when it comes to online education. Then another most difficulty that we see in our students, and which is true for every online education system, is difficulty in staying motivated. Because no one, even myself, students, parents, no one actually are that much motivated to be sitting in front of the computer for hours. And this is a big problem for online education. So we need to think about it. So what opportunity now we have to remove that limitation? Let's say in every class we have a gap. For our school, Ontario Ministry has a guideline that your class is 70-minute class, so you put some leisure time so that a student can have some opportunity to have a break, let's say 10-minute break. So a student will engage themselves. And a teacher and a student can have conversation during the break so that a student will have a refreshing mind. The boring, the demotivation that a student have while they are connected with the classroom, that demotivation is removed. So they will have a fresh mind, then they can join again and they can continue with the virtual class. Then sometime the student will have limited access to the resources and support in online. So it is because of, let's say, internet connection. Sometime it is because of the access code, that you do not have authentication, you do not have authority to access the resources, right? So these are real limitation. But if it is in person, you just go to the library, get the resources, find the book, you start reading. But when it comes to the online education, you sometimes you need to have additional access. But for us, everything is given to your dashboard. So if your internet connection is good, that is good enough for you to have the access on the resources that are needed for your study. So we remove that obstacle in this way. And then sometime definitely, as long as it is technically sound and technology are there, so there are some technical difficulties sometime. Let's say teachers are delivering lecture in a virtual classroom and electricity is gone, for example. There is an interruption in internet connection, or the device all on a sudden shut down. So these are some of the glitch that pops up in the online system, and this is part of the limitation of the process. So for that, we offer the pre-recorded course material discussion, pre-recorded lectures, and then we have tutorial 24/7 support. So the limitations that have here are really can be handled and they can address easily. The last one is the isolation. Of course, online education system, this is a big challenge for our children, even for us, the isolation. But isolation does not mean that if a student go to the classroom in person, go outside the home, go outside the classroom. This isolation can easily be addressed. Let's say in 24 hours, you are in virtual school for 7 hours. So you have still lots of time to socialize yourself. It is up to you as a parent, up to the student, how you are reshaping, how you are managing your time. So in also, as I mentioned, this isolation can be really recovered by the online discussion, making friends in the classroom. So this can also be addressed by this way. So overall, I can say the NIST virtual school program, I must acknowledge that it is more reliable, more convenient, less costly, more flexible, and risk-free opportunity for you as a parent to offer your children the best education while you are at your home. As a student, it opens up a door for you. This NIST program makes sure that you are going to get best over best education while you are at home. And it is 100% risk free. At the end, if you successfully complete your grade 12, NSRIC International School in Toronto is committed to award you a degree which has countless benefit. When you, as a grade 12 pass student, getting the Ontario Secondary School Diploma for your higher study in a developed country like Canada, USA, Australia, Europe, and so on, you don't need to have IELTS, English Proficiency Certificate. No need. On the other hand, if you are graduate from IB program or for A-level, O-level program, you still need English Proficiency Certificate in majority of the cases. You don't need to have a preparatory year in the university. You don't need to have an interview with the admission committee. You don't need to wait for admission. If you wanted to join the university in Canada, because this ministry has a system. The registration number you will get for towards the grade 12 completion, that registration number will be linked up, is linked up with every university in Canada. So if you are specifically interested to migrate to Canada for your undergraduate study in university, your door is right away open if you get the USSD. On the other hand, if you get A level education, O level education, IB program, or any English medium curriculum from other countries, from your home country, you have to face all these problems. So I believe that this webinar helps you up to a certain extent to understand the importance of our effort for the school going children to offer a seamless, high quality education through our NIST program. With this, I wanted to finish here. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I sincerely appreciate and acknowledge your passions, your support for NSRIC and its subsidiary, your help, your subscription, your support will really, really help us to grow, to disseminate knowledge in the world education domain. With this, I wanted to conclude here. Thank you so much for being with us and stay safe. Bye.